Okay, well, thank you all very much for coming today. We are here today to talk a little bit about the 4th annual All-American race that's being held this weekend between Fayetteville and Fort Bragg. So with us today, we have our city manager, we have the garrison commander, and we have our assistant police chief, who will make a few remarks within their lanes about what's going on, about what the race entails, and then I'm sure they'll take your questions afterwards. So with that, Mr. Doug Hewett.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to start by thanking Garrison Commander for being with us today. And on behalf of the mayor and members of the city council and all of the city staff, we're very excited about this 4th annual All-American Marathon. I won't be running this year, but I hope next year I will be. This is truly a collaborative event, one that draws a lot of attention and also has a lot of interest. Behind me as well, we have our assistant police chief and we have the staff with us as well. We'll be able to share with you more details about some of the logistics and mechanics. But this is a wonderful day to be in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And again, I can't thank the military again enough for all that they do to make our country and our community great. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Colonel Brett Funk from Fort Bragg. Just wanted to say thanks very much for the opportunity to briefly talk to you. So in working with both the city, Doug, his staff, the mayor, the city council, and also all those on Fort Bragg, it's great to be able to bring back the 4th annual All-American Marathon here to Fort Bragg and greater Fayetteville and the greater community. The opportunity to kind of go through and work on the interoperability between our first responders, between our volunteers, between all the services that we share that we're are inextricably tied to. It's a great opportunity to be able to run a marathon, have a little bit of resiliency building going on, as well as a little bit of team building for all those that do the run. It's great opportunity for the communities to come together, both on the volunteering side, but also just to kind of cheer on a good event and to be able to say you ran from one of the Iron Mikes to the other Iron Mike, with the third one obviously being over in Normandy. So just want to say thanks to everybody, great opportunity, and hopefully we have some great weather for this weekend's run.
Good afternoon. I'm Assistant Chief Mike Petti with the Fayetteville Police Department. I just want to say it's an honor for us to partner with our military counterparts again this year for the 4th annual race. We anticipate a fantastic event. We encourage people to come out to both run in the race and to witness it. We do encourage folks to ensure that where they're parking at when they come to the downtown and surrounding areas, that there aren't no parking signs posted. But we have put out temporary signs along particular sections to reserve the parking for those businesses. So please make sure that you pay attention to that when you come to the area. Other than that, we hope it's an exciting event and everybody comes out and enjoys it. Do I have any questions?
No parking signs except that Sunday, correct?
Correct. They have been placed out today, but they will only be in effect for that Sunday. Well, I can speak for our roads, predominantly in the downtown area, Morganton Road out to the All-American, and they will shut down at 6 a.m. promptly. We expect, based off of historical trends, that everything will be back open by, say, 10:30, 11 o'clock.
You know how many folks we're expecting yet? You got a head count?
As far as the number of runners, I do not.
Yep, so in terms of pace, so we're a little bit above last year's entrance in terms of those that are going to run. So we're right around that 3,000 mark at this point in time. We're slightly below on the volunteers at this point, but we had to make an adjustment in terms of how volunteer registration goes as well. So I think we're at around the 300-ish number for volunteers to participate at this point in time.
Last year you had, well, you were here, but last year they had a lot of folks registering the day of the race. Can they still do that?
Yep, registration. Yep, so that morning you actually start seeing now that folks know that they'll have a, in terms of their schedule before where they commit some money to be able to run, they know that they can be here. They can generally see what the weather conditions will look like. We'll definitely, or historically, you tend to see a little bit of a bump in terms of those that register right towards the last week to get ready for it.
You guys expecting roughly how many runners? I know you got 3,000 now, but how many did you expect?
Yeah, so I would hope that we shoot for 4,000, and that's right. You know, it's above pace from last year. But you also do you tend to see, you may have 4,000 register, you may have a little bit more register, but you may have some no-shows as well that actually participate. But 4,000 is our goal number for this year.
In the past 3 races, the Fort Bragg folks have always said we want to make this the official U.S. Army Marathon. What is it going to take crowd-wise to do that this year?
For the Army to endorse it is a different process because they've got to recognize this and then basically call it and endorse it as the Army Marathon. So there's another process to do that. I would say continued growth on our spot, on our end, to make this grow larger is step one, and we're probably going to have to cross that 4,000 to 5,000 mark to be able to get that in line to be able to say for the Army to look at this and then endorse that race.
What is it about this event that makes it such a big deal for our area?
So from a military standpoint, I think it's just connecting the two. So you have the community, the surrounding community, in terms of the partnership that's there, the friendships that's there. And then what I'd also say is, the uniqueness of it, but just like many other races where you have that interoperability between emergency responders, families, local communities that are all tied to each other. I think that's one of the pieces that's pretty neat about it. And also being able to start off of, in your community that's supporting you, and then finishing on the military installations, is kind of a pretty unique feature for this. Doug, if there's anything, or Chief, or Assistant Chief, if there's anything on that one that I didn't hit on there, please add in. Yeah. So the route outside of Fort Bragg is the exact same. We've had to make some minor modification inside of Fort Bragg, and that's just a result of some road damage that occurred during some of the foul weather back, in the September, October time period. So we had some roads that had some damage. So it's minor modifications on the installation.
All right, if there's no other questions, thank you very much for attending today. We appreciate it, and I'm sure these gentlemen will be on standby for a little while afterwards if you've got any individual questions. Thank you.